Okay, so let's get back to it. Now, this is Ezekiel's temple. This is amazing. Oh, man, this thing is mind-blowing. Uh-oh, when you really understand what's going on. All right, let's share this thing now. Yeah, this thing is mind-blowing once you really understand what's really happening with it. This, y'all ain't playing with this thing. See, because here it doesn't really give you, it shows you the priest kitchens, the different chambers and where they got the wood. The altar is right here. The temple is here. See the building at the western end, but it's not going to give you. It shows you the gates that are open, ones that's going to be closed that nobody can enter but a Mashiach, all that. But it doesn't do it justice. We're going to get to that. When we get to this, it's going to be powerful. Then right here, he's showing you that same river that came out of like it's like out of Eden, right? Same thing. Uh, which is going to be going down, Revelation 22 and 1. And he showed me a picture, a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of Yahuah and of the Lamb. Yeah, because again, like I said, we're gonna get to this, but it's like, oh my goodness, this the mass thing, I mean the scale and everything, and this thing is unbelievable. Oh, I'm not doing that right. Nah, I should go out. All right, let's keep going with no interruptions. So let's look at this here. Now, you have Masons that be trying to say this is how a man's supposed to stand on the square. This ain't got nothing to do with that foolishness. So to be upright and fit. So we see that the plumb line is going through the lobes of the ear because you got to hear the instructions. It's going through the shoulders, through the hip joint, through the knees, right, through the center. Because what did the scripture tell us? The word is like it's sharper than any two-edged sword, going through the cutting through bone and sinew, you know what I mean, all the way. So this is what this represents, the plumb line. So let's see how we get the plumb line. Second Samuel, with the merciful thou wilt show thyself merciful, and with the upright man thou wilt show thyself upright. So we have to be upright and fit the same way Moshe was, the same way the Mashiach was, right? Let's keep rolling. So the only way we can do that is with the plumb line. For the righteous sovereign loves righteousness, his countenance does behold the upright. Let's keep moving. This is gonna be loud. This is gonna be good. So the bloodthirsty hate the upright, but the just seek his soul, right? The just is trying to tell you what you need to do to get into the will, right? Of the Father, how to keep your body as a tabernacle or a lively stone that's fit for the Father's use. So that way He can fit you in His building, in His temple, because that's what we are. We're the temple of Mashiach, right? Let's keep rolling. So John 8:37. I know that you are Abraham's descendants, but you seek to kill me because my word has no place in you, because you got your own rules. I speak what I have seen with my father, and you do what you have seen with your father. They answered and said to him, Abraham is our father. Yahshua said to them, if you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham, because we know Abraham kept the father's commandments, right? We know this. I was in Genesis chapter 26, and he did all these things before Moshe even existed. But now you seek to kill me, a man who has told you the truth, which I heard from Yahuwah. Abraham did not do this. You do the deeds of your father, which we know who is who. Hasatan. Point blank. Let's keep it moving. Same thing that they had doing with the temple in Zerubbabel and Nehemiah's time. They trying to stop the temple from going up. They wicked, the wickedness. This is what's happening. So we must become master builders like Yahuwah. First Corinthians 3 and 9. For we are Yahuwah's fellow workers. You are Yahuwah's field, Yahuwah's building. We're going to really understand this when we get to the end of this. So mark this one. By the grace Elohim has given me, I laid a foundation as an expert builder. and someone else is building on it. So we ain't doing nothing new. We not supposed to get in our mind like we came up with some new revelation because you didn't. You know what I mean? You ain't no deeper than nobody else. All you might have a little bit more understanding than somebody that's reading the same scripture. But each one must be careful how he builds because, in other words, Paul saying we don't lay the foundation. Now it's your time to start taking care of the vineyard. You're a fellow worker, right? You got to make sure that his building and everything is fitting. For no one can lay a foundation other than the one already laid, which is Yahushua HaMashiach. So we building off of him now, right? And then we so somebody well, see, I thought you said I mean, in other words, okay, we building off him. I mean, we don't need the prophets. Yes, you do, because that's part of the building, and we're gonna show you that. See, now, I don't know nobody that better woodworkers than the Amish people. Ecclesiastes 12 and 11. The words of the wise are as golds and as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. So the masters of assembly is Yahuah and Yahushua HaMashiach. But he is the one shepherd that was given to show you how to build. See? And let's look at this word golds. See? First Corinthians, let a man so account of us as of the ministers of Christ and stewards of the mysteries of Yahuwah. Moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. But with me, it is a very small thing that I should be judged of you, or of man's judgment. Yea, I judge not my own self, for I know nothing by myself. Yet am I not hereby justified, but he that just judges me is Yahuwah. So I don't know, man, I ain't nobody. I don't know nothing. It ain't everything I get is already a foundation was laid. I'm just adding what I had to add to it, my part of the being a worker, basically. But who maketh thee to differ from another? And what hast thou that thou didst not receive? So how you get the title pastor, and all of a sudden you all built up and you different than everybody? Now if thou didst receive it, why dost thou glory as if thou hast not received it? Because you acting like you got some type of special ability or Yahuwah spoke to me, the Lord told me to tell you all this. You ain't got nothing. You ain't, but see, that's easy to do when people are used to somebody hooping and hollering, but not giving you no word. Because then he can't give you the word at this point. Because now he gonna know that you're gonna start seeing him for what he really is. But right now, he all puffed up, he all big, like he came up with this. He ain't. The blueprint belongs to the Father, and that's why we have to follow his blueprint. Forget about what everybody else said. Now. Yahuwah is the master builder. He gave the original blueprint that must be followed to pass inspection and for the building to stand firm. And like I say, anybody understands anything about building or about reading blueprints, everything has to be right and exact, otherwise the building will come tumbling down. See, the Father plans, right? So in other words, it's the Father's plans. He gives them to Yahusha. And then Yahusha gives it to us, and the Ruach makes sure that we do the work right, just like it was in the beginning. Just like the men was given and the women was the spirit was put on them so that they could make the garbs, they could make the curtains, they could make the instruments inside the tabernacle to precise measurements. Not deviating, not saying that we don't have to do it this way now. We got a new way of doing this. No, y'all said go ahead and get that cement truck and put that frame it out like I'm showing you, and then go ahead and put the foundation down. You talking about, well, no, we ain't got to do it that way no more. We got a new way to lay the foundation. Y'all see what I'm trying to get you to understand? And this is what the brother's trying to teach y'all. This is what Christianity has done. Let's keep moving. So Yahusha, our good foundation. He's the good foundation. Proverbs 18, the name of Yahuwah is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. Because like we saw that before, he's our shield, right? Okay. The rich man's wealth is his strong city, and high wall in his is his own conceit. He trusted in his wealth, and he done built this high wall, and he's thinking that he's safe. That's basically what it's saying. Strong, just look at it. Show peace, figure in his imaginations, an idol, right? Imagination and conceit. See, so the rich man's wealth is a strong city and has a high wall in his own imagination. Like that's gonna save him, and it's not. The money can't even save him. Let's keep moving. 1 Corinthians 3. For no one can lay any foundation other than the one we already have, Yahushua HaMashiach. John chapter 5. And the Father himself, which has sent me, has borne witness of me. You have neither heard his voice at any time, nor seen his shape. And you have not his word abiding in you. For whom he has sent him, you believe not. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. So he's been showing you the blueprint and how it's supposed to be going down from the very beginning. Somebody crept in unawares and made their own blueprint, and this is what's been given to us. Okay? So Ephesians 2 and 20. And are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets. Right? Yahushua HaMashiach himself being the chief cornerstone. Because that way, when you lay that cornerstone and then you come with the rest of the building's going to be square. It won't lean over and fall. It's going to be sound. The foundation and the cornerstone is the most important part. We're going to see that. See? Now, in whom all the building fitly framed together, right, groweth unto a holy temple in Yahuwah. See, so we have what? Hamashiach is the cornerstone, the prophets, right, is the keystone, because you got a keystone in the cap, the apostles are the capstone. It's all together, has to be built this way. This is how it's built. So if you skip over the prophets and don't believe what the prophets or read and study the prophets, if you don't, then what's going to happen to your little block of cubes here or your little house? It's going to come crashing down because you got to have a keystone and you definitely got to have a capstone. Let's get into this. The building fitly framed together. A cornerstone or foundation stone or setting stone is the first stone set in the construction of a masonry foundation. All other stones will be set in reference to this one, thus determining the position of the entire structure. The right of laying a cornerstone is an important cultural component of Eastern architecture and metaphorically in sacred architecture generally. So this is where they get the same thing. You see the Masons come out there when they put a building up, especially in Washington, D.C., and they call themselves laying the cornerstone. You know what I mean? You just got to understand what you be looking at these inaugurations and all this other crap. And this is what it is. I mean, Shiak, without him, the building ain't going to stand. See, the foundation of the apostles and prophets are the cornerstone. Three distinct characteristics distinguish it from the other stones used in construction: building, orientation, history, and celebration. See, without the apostles and the prophets, we don't understand. It's a lot we don't understand, right? Our history, the feast, history. The cornerstone was the first stone set during the building process. Careful measurements were taken to ensure the cornerstone was square to ensure the proper alignment of the remainder of the building. A keystone is a wedge-shaped stone at the center of the masonry arc to evenly distribute the weight. This is what the prophets do of the masonry down the sides of the arc. Often the keystone is uniquely carved stone that adds a decorative touch to the archway. This decorative stone is typically more significant than the other stones to increase the aesthetics of an arch. So the apostles are the capstone, also known as coping, are the protective stones set along the top of the masonry wall. Capstones are designed to throw water off the masonry wall to help prevent damage to the wall. Besides this, capstones are used to create a finished look to masonry walls and provide a smooth foundation for the building to sit on top of. See, that's why we look at it, y'all be giving us these different examples about, building and temples, and you just got to go a little bit deeper. We can get a real good understanding of why this is important. Okay? What are you trying to tell us? Okay? Isaiah 28 and 16, therefore, Thus says Yahuwah Elohim. Behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone. I done checked this stone out. We done measured it over and over. It's perfect. And it's a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. So if we follow the instructions of the Mashiach, when he already said, if you love me, keep my commandments, then it's a wrap. But if you got your own doctrine or you follow somebody else's commandment, your building gonna crash. So judgment also will I lay the line and righteousness to the plummet. Then we see this plummet again. And the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and water shall overflow the hiding places. Let's keep looking now. So let's look at this word, right? The line or the plummet. To level, leveling to an instrument, a plummet. And then people still use this to this day, right? With line attached. So let's go look at this. So here's a plummet with the line attached, which represents righteousness, which represents the Ruach. What do you mean by that, Saul? The line represents judgment, right? So we have all these things coming out of this little plummet with the line, right? What is the purpose of a plumb line? Quite simply, a plumb line is a tool that is used by masons and other contractors to build walls that are straight up and down at a perfect right angle to the earth. What? This little string can do all that? Yeah. So it's aligned with the gravitational pull. If you ain't, that's why Yah keeps showing you this same little tool. The tool is a simple weight tied at the end of the string, which then serves as a guide for the perfect construct of the wall or structure. All construction workers know that bold or leaning walls are not at all secure and are quite easily toppled. Builders know that when a wall falls, it always will fall in the direction in which it is leaning. See? It was the law that defined Israel as a nation, the law that Israel had been built upon, the very law that served as the foundation of who Israel was. That law represented the upright and perfect standard of the very righteousness of Yahuwah. So when we go beyond the surface and we pull the curtain back, a lot of times we just read stuff. No, we investigate. We got to do some investigating. And I know to some people it might be boring, but I don't care. Let's keep moving. So Amos 7 through 8. So we see here that here's Yahuwah's hand, supposedly barrier of sin, and this is man, because he still wants to try to do things his own way. So Yahuwah put the wall together to show you how. Thus he showed me, behold, Yahuwah stood on the wall, made with the plumb line, with a plumb line in his hand. And Yahuwah said to me, Amos, what do you see? And I said, a plumb line. Then Yahuwah said, behold, I am setting a plumb line in the midst of my people Israel, and will not pass by them anymore. So you ain't gonna be able to get this wall is perfect. You're not gonna be able to come over this unless you do it the way I tell you. So Ezekiel 13. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the desert. Yeah, yeah, you have not gone up unto the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of Yahuwah. They have seen vanity and lying divination. See, that's what we're listening to now, right? This is what we get every day when we come out here in these streets. And then on Sunday, they really loaded with saying Yahuwah says, and Yahuwah have not sent them. And they have made others to hope that they will confirm the word. Have you not seen a vain vision? Have you not spoken a lying divination? Whereas you say, Yahuwah says it, albeit I have not spoken. You talking about the Lord told me. He said, I ain't said that. Therefore, thus says Yahuwah, because you have spoken vanity and seen lies, therefore, behold, I am against you, says Yahuwah Elohim. And my hand shall be upon the prophets that see vanity and that divine lie. So they're going to get punished. They shall not be in the assembly of my people, neither shall they be written in the writing of the house of Israel. Neither shall they enter into the land of Israel, and you shall know that I am Yahuwah your Elohim. He's going to get rid of all this foolishness real soon. So Mark 12, and he said unto them, and in his doctrine, beware of the scribes, which love to go in long clothing and love salutations. Hey, minister, hey, pastor, what's going on? Hey, rabbi, how you doing this morning? In the marketplace. the chief seats in the synagogue. That's why they got them three seats up there, them three chairs when you come into the church. And the uppermost rooms at feast, they got their own little room. You know, we this is the pastor's anniversary. Y'all gotta go down in the basement, but we gonna be up here, which devours widows' houses. Because when you go to these churches, it's filled with women, and they paying too. Nephew Tommy did a joke on this thing, and the woman had gave this big giant offering. It's crazy. And the utmost rooms of feast which devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayers, these shall receive greater damnation. Look at T.D. Jakes. He pretended hard. But like y'all already said, we read in Sirach, he gonna make all that fall out in the street, and which it is. And that joker been quiet as I don't know what. I ain't heard nothing about that joker in months after this Diddy thing or whatever they call it. And you see him up in the Christian church with his hand up, waving it back and forth because he's making a pretense. That joker ain't living like that. Because they have seduced my people, saying peace, and there was no peace, and one built up a wall, and lo, others daubed it with untempered mortar. So they put up this wall, they didn't have no plumb line, and they ain't got no word. So they just coming up with their own doctrine trying to build this wall. That's what it's basically saying. Saying to them which daub it with untempered mortar, that it shall fall. There shall be an overflowing shower, and you, O great hailstone, shall fall, and a stormy wind shall rend it. That's how weak it is. All right. So let's look at this. Untempered. It means to be foolish, lack of interest. Ain't even got no seasoning on them. Tasteless. Y'all see this? Because that's what they're giving you. They're not giving you the rules or the blueprint of Yahuah. They're giving you somebody else's blueprint. And this is what's going to happen, basically. And then you don't want the great fall because at the judgment, that's not going to be good for you. See? Therefore, thus says Yahuwah Elohim, I will even rend it with the stormy wind in my fury, and there shall be an overflow shower in my anger, and great hailstones in my fury to consume it. So will I break down the wall that you have daubed with untempered mortar, and bring it down to the ground, so that the foundation there shall be discovered. Garbage. And it shall fall, and you shall be consumed in the midst thereof, and you shall know that I am Yahuwah. Thus will I accomplish my wrath upon the wall, and upon them that have daubed it with untempered mortar, and will say unto you, the wall is no more, neither they that daubed it. So he gonna get rid of all of that. Eh? So qualities of good mortar. Qualities of good mortar mixes as follows: strength, mobility, placeability, water retention, right? So we see here we got a wall that's tempered with the Torah, strong. Wind can blow, hail, all that. It ain't going nowhere. But then here's man's doctrine is untempered. It's untempered. You got a garbage doctrine. You ain't got nothing to hold it. It's gonna fall. There ain't no strength in it. It ain't no mobility. You know what I mean? It's not placeability, and water did this too. Lack of water, well, water and then lack of water. Timber mortar is an intimate mixture of cement, sand, and water. It can be hand mixed or machine mixed. The mortar should be used within half an hour of adding water and should be, retempered by adding water every 15 minutes to be used for a little later. A good grade of mortar joint that is allowed to cure and temper is as strong as the substance that it bonds it together. So that mortar, if you do it right, it's going to be as strong as the brick. That's what he's saying. This is why I'm just trying to get you out from a builder standpoint or a construction worker standpoint to understand what y'all is saying. I mean, and the thing about it is plain to see. Ephesians 2 and 21, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth into a holy temple of Yahuwah. Let's look at Strong's 4883. To be fitly framed, to join closely together, to frame together parts of a building, the members of the body. So this is what it's supposed to be. When you go to wherever you go for your congregation, y'all supposed to be fitly together. Y'all supposed to be together in all things, not no conniving, not no lying, not no, that's not supposed to be. Because in other words, then you not fit. When you do this, and then not only that, you weaken the other parts that's being built with you. That's a weak point. This is what happens. See? Philippians 1, and I am sure of this, that he who began a good work in you will bring it to completion at the day of Yahuah Ha Massiachs. So here's the shaping tools of the master. Finally, brother, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Okay, so I think what we're going to do, yeah, we're going to stop right here. We're going to pick this back up. You know what? Yeah, we're going to do that. Uh, well, I'm going to go a little further. Let's see. I didn't get to these to do the things I wanted to do. So here's temper for use, the father making bricks that are fit, right? And then fitting the house together. But if you have a couple of weak links, you got to take those bricks and you got to throw them out. That's why you got this trowel. That's what this is for. See, this is for smoothing. These are for shaping, right? But this here, you just might have to break that. You might have to break up that piece of brick. It ain't no good. As he formed and shaped Adam and Eve, he is forming and shaping us. And it is our responsibility to accept and submit. Do we live our lives as though he truly is omnipotent, right? Omniscient and individually aware of us? Do we conduct our lives in such a manner that we fully understand that this awesome being is actively and personally involved in what we do? By viewing him as potter, do we grasp that he has every right to mold the clay into whatever form or state and make whatever use of it as he chooses? He can fashion from the same lump one person to honor and another to dishonor. We have to keep that in mind. He can determine our sex, race, ethnicity, level of wealth, excuse me, or location. He is under no law or rule outside of his own nature and purpose. He is a law unto himself, under no obligation to give an account of his actions to anybody else. He exercises his power as where and when he wills. It's just that simple. So again, we know in a congregation you're going to have those that is fit and those that is not. At least you're going to have those that's honored, because guess what? They fit perfectly. We can see that they've been really doing a lot of work. They let Yahuah shape them like this right here. Now when it comes time to be fit in, they fit perfectly. They don't have to have anything else done to them. But some is for dishonor. So we got to keep that in mind. And then like Yahuah said, you got to let both the wheats and the tares grow together. See, but me, I just separate myself from foolishness altogether. After and with me, and because that way they have. I'm not. Oh, how can I say this? What I do is, if I, especially when you're around other Hebrews, this is what I do. I give you 3 times to violate. When you do something, when you violate 3 times something against me, or I see that keep doing these certain things, I just leave you alone. I just leave it alone. Don't mean I don't love you. Love you to death. I just can't deal with you. I leave you alone. Now if they come and say, well, like I've done this. It's sometimes I've said some things or done some things. I had to go back to that person and apologize. But most of the time, you're gonna see that they're not. So for me to keep myself in a certain situation when I don't have to be thinking no crazy thoughts when I see them, or all these type of things, because when people do stuff to you, yeah, we supposed to forgive them, but you can't say as a human being you don't remember that. So what I do is I just leave them alone. That way I don't have to have no thoughts. I don't have to have no feelings in my mind. I just ain't dealing with you no more. Period. Now, if you need my help, call me. I'll be there to help you. Maybe. No, I probably will. It all depends. I'm not gonna. I mean, it's just that's what I'm saying. This flesh is hard because we supposed to help one another. But if a person ain't really trying to do this thing, are they really my sister or my brother? That's what the question that I'm trying to get you to think about. So, will the eyes of Yahuwah run to and fro throughout the earth to show himself strong in behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him? Herein thou hast done foolishly. Therefore, from henceforth thou shalt have wars. He is looking for stones that are lively to fit into his temple. So that's what the surveyor is for. Because he's coming out there, he's looking for, in other words, he's trying to make sure that this building or whatever he's serving is perfect and everything is lined up like it is. So we're gonna stop right here. This is part 3. We're gonna come back. Let's see what we got coming up next. I don't know. I think I've been going long. Yeah, yeah. I think we're gonna stop right there. We're gonna stop right there. All right. And this is going to be the last scripture. Now, if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, and stubble. So you're going to have those that for the honor. They're going to have gold, silver, and precious stones. That's what they're going to bring, like they did back way back, right? When they was building the temple in the wilderness, tabernacle in the wilderness. That's what they did. But then you think everybody bring their best that they was willing to bring? Nope. You're going to have dishonor, so you're going to have wood, hay, and stubble. Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire. The fire shall try every man's work of what? That okay, is it Exodus 25, that they bring to me an offering of every man a gift that giveth it willingly with his heart, and you shall take my offering, and this is the offering which you shall take of them, gold, silver, and brass. I mean, it's Paul, that's what I'm saying. You see, he's saying this here, but then what's Paul talking about? The same type of foundation. It's all here. We just have to take the time to look for it. And again, that last statement I made, don't take that the wrong way. Because, if one of these people, if I was riding down the street and I seen they had a flat, I'm going to pull over and I'm going to help them change that tire. You understand what I'm saying? If they need my help, I'm going to help them. I just stay away from them, though. That's just what I choose to do, but I know what my works are supposed to be, and I know how, if somebody's trying to walk in the commandments, how I'm supposed to try to treat them. It's just that simple. So right now we're going to stop right here, and we'll come back with the next part of this here. So until the next time we finish this series up, which probably going to be next week, I just want to say shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom, and well, praise Yah. Father, we just ask always as we do, watch over those that come up here, help them, Father, help us forgive each other, and help us just be upright, upstanding citizens that we practice in the righteous acts now so we can get inside this kingdom later because we're going to see how strong this is going to be deep. Oh, I can't wait to get to the end of this. Anyway, y'all, shalom, shalom. And may Yah shine his face on each and every one of y'all. Shalom.